Okay, we will get started. So, just a little bit of a recap. In our first couple of weeks, we introduced everyone to what we call inside yoga as the subtle system inside us, and also that at the bottom of our spine in the sacrum bone is the Mother Kundalini energy. We introduced everyone to following or using what we call as the affirmation exercise inside yoga as a first step to practicing meditation at home and bringing our attention inside and trying to reach a state of thoughtless awareness. Last week, we introduced everyone to this illustration, which is, we can say, just a simplistic representation of this concept of self-realization and self-knowledge. So we talked about how in Sahaja Yoga, when our Kundalini rises, touches the limbic area of the brain, our central nervous system starts allowing us to directly understand the state of our subtle system. So we explained that on the central nervous system, that could be on our hands, on our fingertips, along our spine, and also all around the scalp. We could feel different sensations. Different people have used different words to describe them, and that's all fine. Through experience, everybody learns to decode what they mean. And we've also talked about how the left side, the left channel, has to do with our past and our emotional aspects. The right side has to do with our future and also our mental aspects, our planning. So you can also see in this illustration here that we've indicated there are different qualities that are connected with these chakras and channels inside us. And what an understanding of this essentially allows us to, in the process of meditation, start reflecting on ourselves. Say, for example, we've asked everyone to pay attention. Are your thoughts coming from the past or about the future? That's a very, very simple way to start reflecting and also what we call as introspecting about ourselves. And with the awakening of the Kundalini and the Kundalini cleansing our subtle system and nourishing our subtle system, these beautiful qualities become eventually, over time, established inside us, just in a spontaneous way, in a natural way, without us mentally reminding ourselves or putting effort, into, developing our self-esteem or whether it is self-mastery. All of these qualities can become established inside ourselves if we take good care of our subtle system and if we nourish our centers. So this is not meant to overwhelm you with a lot of information, but just to give a high-level idea of, when we say sensations on the central nervous system, self-diagnosis. I mentioned it could be on the palms and fingertips, it could be along the spine, it could be on the scalp. Some people it's on their feet and on their toes. But in general, I would say the hands are the most important, and then also on the top of the head. So in general terms, and as I mentioned, with experience, you will start to understand the meaning of these sensations yourself. So lightness and coolness, feeling both palms quite equally light or equally cool, that's very good. That's a sign of balance, a sign of the flow of the Kundalini. If there's warmth or heaviness on one hand versus the other, that's a sign that there is an imbalance. Sometimes when heat comes out, when warmth comes out, it could be a sign that clearing is taking place. So because your Kundalini is flowing and reaching the top of the head, there is clearing happening, and heat as a result can be released from your chakras. So with time, you will learn from your experience. But say if you're feeling pain or quite a bit of discomfort, that could be a sign of a serious blockage, and that would require in Sahaja Yoga, we've already talked about the most simple techniques that we can make use of. There are some we can say more advanced techniques, say using Sanskrit mantras. So if there's a serious blockage, we would say some of those techniques may need to be used. Last week, we also introduced more of the left side, the elements. The natural elements help to purify and balance our subtle system, helping to give us a better meditative state. So you will see that in our meditations, we incorporate very simple techniques, taking help from the natural elements. So last week we focused mostly on the left side, and we asked for help from the Mother Earth. And I also mentioned that if you have a candle at home, say, when you're meditating, your left hand has a lot of tingling or is feeling very warm, that could be a sign that there's an imbalance. Or if you're feeling depressed, you're feeling a lack of joy in your heart, you're feeling loneliness, you're feeling worried, you can try to take help from the fire element. Just keep a candle lit and keep it literally like this like I've shown on the slide. Point your left hand towards the candle flame while you're meditating, and you will see a very clear difference even after just 10-15 minutes. This week, we're going to focus more on the right side. So we've already tried this before, which is the balancing of the right side, the right channel, taking help from the sky or the ether. You can see the boy in the photo has his left hand raised towards the sky. So because he's trying to balance his right side, his right hand is open, resting on the lap. Now today I've also added an ice cube here. In reality, you could use an ice pack, though your ice cube would not be this big, but you would use an ice pack and put it on your liver, which is the abdomen, the lower abdomen on the right side of your body. The liver is where a lot of heat is stored, and if you find that your attention is very busy, your thoughts keep going and going and going. Even if you put some ice cubes in a Ziploc bag and just place that ice pack on your liver during meditation, you may be able to feel a difference. So in general, we recommend using ice cubes as opposed to the artificial ice packs. But if you really need to do that, you really need to cool yourself down, and you may not have ice handy, it's okay now and then to use a gel pack. In general, if you can, take help from the from the natural elements. So one more very important technique for the right side would be taking help from the water element with salt, which represents the Mother Earth. And I have a photo here. This is a real photo of Sahaja Yogis, those who practice Sahaja Yoga, foot soaking on the shores of a beach. So we definitely like to take help from the natural elements outdoors as much as possible. When it's not possible, like right now during the winter months, there's a simple way that we can do this at home, and that is with the help of a little plastic bucket and some salt and some water. And we place our feet in the foot soak bucket and we start our meditation with that. There's a huge benefit to it, and I will actually, as we go through the class, I will show you, I will ask you to do a bit of homework and go to the class website and watch the video and try to do that yourself at home this week. So just like last week, we watched a short video demonstrating how we do this small exercise of raising our energy, the Kundalini, and putting on a bandhan, which to us is protection for our subtle system, for our chakras and channels. So we will start with that today, just like last week. Then we're going to focus on clearing the right side. And then there will be silent meditation, and that would conclude today's class. So right now, I am going to play this video, and everyone, if we can all follow along. So this is the exercise that we do every time we meditate, at the beginning of meditation and at the end of meditation. Again, if there's any problems with the audio, please let me know.
We will go through a small exercise we do every time before and after our meditation, called Kundalini Bandhan. The first part symbolizes our desire to raise our energy and keep it raised throughout the day. For this, we place our left hand, which is the hand of our desire, in front of our sacrum bone, raising it slowly along our spine. And with our right hand, the hand of action, we wrap it around the left hand in a slow circular motion. Once you get to the top, you tie a knot, symbolically tying your energy so it stays up. We repeat this 2 more times. The third time, we will tie 3 knots, symbolizing each of our energy channels. The second part symbolizes a shield of protection, which we place upon ourselves. Here we keep our left hand on our lap, and with our right hand, we spread our energy from one side of our body to the other, and back, forming a kind of rainbow-like shape. We do this 7 times, once for each energy center. This exercise should be done before and after meditation, but also before leaving house in the morning and going to work, to keep yourself in protection throughout the day.
Excellent. So let's start with all of us making sure that we're feeling comfortable, and we can keep our feet a little bit apart from each other. Keep our hands open, palms facing upwards, resting on our lap. We're going to start with repeating the second part of the affirmation exercise, or just a select few affirmations. So we start with our right hand on the heart, on the left side of our body. Let's try to bring our attention inside. Keep our attention on the heart, if possible. And we say inside the affirmation 12 times, the 12 petals of the center. Mother Kundalini, I am the pure spirit. We bring our right hand up to the corner of the neck and shoulder on the left-hand side. Here we will say several times inside, Mother Kundalini, I am not guilty of anything at all. The quality of this center on the left-hand side is self-esteem. You can say it's also our courage to face any mistakes we may have made. And so there is no need to carry any guilt with us. Mother Kundalini, I am not guilty of anything at all. Bring our right hand across the forehead. This is the center which is connected to the optic chiasma. And to release any tension inside our head, any tension which may give us headaches or migraines or any other issues around this area. The affirmation we can use is, Mother Kundalini, I forgive myself, and I forgive everyone in general. You can say this several times from the heart. If you have thoughts coming, you can just say, I forgive, or not now. So forgive the thought, or if you find yourself thinking about the future planning, you could say, not now. That's a very simple technique. We bring our right hand to the top of the head and we press down on the fontanelle bone, which is slightly towards the front of the head. You can ask 3 times, Mother Kundalini, please establish my self-realization. This is the place where, as far as possible, we would like to keep our attention when we meditate, on the top of the head. We can bring our right hand back down onto the lap, and just for a moment, keeping our eyes closed, let's see if our attention is able to stay in the last chakra, called as the Sahasrara, on the top of the head. And if not, that's okay. Just take note, perhaps, where you find your attention to be. Going to raise our left hand up towards the sky, the palm facing backwards. Relax your shoulder, relax your elbow. Don't strain yourself. Mother Kundalini, please let the ether absorb all the overactivity in the right channel, or in my right side. Mother Kundalini, please cool down my attention. Please steady my attention. Again, as far as possible, keep your attention on the top of the head. Mother Kundalini, please remove all my frustrations and all my anger. What we can do now is keep both our hands open in front of ourselves, and we raise them up to the level of the heart. And just for a moment, we're going to see, just for the first time, we're going to put our attention on our hands and our fingertips. we can see, for those who are very sensitive, you probably are already feeling some sensations. Perhaps one hand is heavier than the other one, or one hand is warmer or cooler than the other one. There may be buzzing or tingling on your fingertips. So just to watch, just to see. And there are others who may not be so sensitive right away, and that is just fine as well. With time, this sensitivity will come. But to begin with, you may at least be able to feel if one hand, perhaps you may feel some pressure on it or may feel heavier. Again, let's put our right hand on the top of the head, and I'm just going to put on a little bit of music for a couple of minutes of silent meditation. So we're getting close to the end of today's class, and as I mentioned, there is a little bit of homework this week. If you could please go to our class website, tricitiesmeditation.com. Under follow-up, go to balancing the channels and foot soaking. I think most of you already are familiar with this page, so you can follow these photos for these pictures for balancing the left and right. This is actually the full exercise for balancing the left and right. And then this week, please have a look at this video for foot soak. This is how at home, just with a plastic bucket, some salt, a towel, you can do this most basic exercise that is actually the most effective, most important as well in Sahaja Yoga, for clearing out your vibrations at the end of the day. And then you can, after 10 minutes of foot soaking, carry on, rinse off your feet, carry on, and continue meditating. So please do